Alright, so continuing my series on weather, I have built a rain dance team, and I am going to battle here Wilechase, which is one of the best YouTube battlers in my opinion. He's very good, very good narrator, and very good battler. He's much better than me, but still. Anyway, I'm going to lead with my Politoed, which is my epic cute Politoed. I'm going to go for the Hypnosis, because he leads with Tyranitar, and unfortunately he gets the, I guess because he's slower, he'll get the, Sandstorm instead of my Drizzle, and that kind of stinks. But yeah, I'm just going to go for the Hypnosis again because my first one missed, and I get it off, which is nice. I would have liked to get it off the first time because then he wouldn't have Stealth Rocks, but I guess that sucks for me. And Hypnosis always seems to miss when I really want it to hit, but oh well. So anyway, it's going to be a double switch. Obviously, I switch out because I think he would switch. I want to set up my own Stealth Rocks, honestly, because looking at his team, I just don't feel comfortable with him having Stealth Rocks and not me. So I go out in my Doombringer, and this is not my Agilogross, as some of you can tell, because my Agilogross is named Doom Cannon and is like silver because it's all shiny and stuff and really cool. This actually happens to be like a lead Metagross, but you know, it doesn't have to be a lead. But I'm just going to set up some Stealth Rocks, and it's pretty nice. He goes for the T-Wave, I guess, thinking I'm a Agilogross, but that doesn't really bother this one too much because I really don't have a lot of speed on this Metagross, so it's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, I'm going to go out into Politoed, thinking I can pretty much take anything that this Politoed or this Slowbro does because I'm like, you know, a special wall and stuff. He's going to go for the Psychic, and I do take that pretty nicely, and I also set up my Rain, which is really nice. So now I'm going to switch into Electivire. I'm kind of afraid of a T-Wave because I don't know, T-Wave is just annoying, and I don't doubt he would use it on Politoed. But anyway, he goes out into Tyranitar again to set up the Sandstorm, so that's pretty nice for him, because now I just lost my Rain again, and that pretty sucks. But anyway, looking at his team, I know he has quite a few Pokemon weak to Ice, so I decided to go for the Hidden Power Ice on the Switch, and I end up getting it, because he goes into Verizon, which is weak to Hidden Power Ice. And I freaking love Electivire, by the way. I know a lot of people, I know it gets a lot of shit from haters. I know it's really not that great of a Pokemon, but in the rain, it's a pretty darn good mixed sweeper. Just because before I even put this in my team, I had a lot of problems with Blissey, and because this is actually mixed Electivire, so once he gets a Motor Drive, he can super effective a lot, and he really helps with threats from Rain Dance teams. I understand why he's not really as good as everyone, you know, as good as some people think. But Electivire is actually pretty legitimate, and I just think it gets way too much hate. So stop hating. Anyway, so I'm going to switch now because I go out and do my Durendal, my Latias, which is max speed Latias that's pretty bulky. I go for the Calm Mind, so I can survive a Hidden Power Ice, and I take that very nicely. So yeah, Calm Mind Latias is still pretty awesome. And yeah, so anyway, I kind of figure he's going to switch here after seeing how much his Hidden Power Ice did after Calm Mind. So I'm just going to go for the Recover. I mean, I kind of wanted to go for the Dragon Pulse on the Switch, but at the same time, it's just like, I really want my health back just when I use Latias again, it's not, you know, completely dead, because I really need my Latias to be at high hit points in order to take hits. But anyway, he goes out into Slowbro, and I'm thinking T-Wave again, and I really don't want Latias to be T-Waved, so I'm going to go back out into my, Electivire, and he will get Motor Drive, because you don't just need, like, it's not just attacking moves. That's like the reason you usually use it in Rain Dance teams, because you're afraid of being Thunderbolted on your Gyarados. But it also works for Thunder Wave, because it is an electric move, so that's pretty awesome. I get the Motor Drive boost, and now I'm at +1 speed, so the only thing that he has that's really faster than me is his Excadrill. I do predict that he'd stay in and then go for a Thunder, which is awesome. So a mixed Fire Thunder with Expert Belt obviously KOs that you know, Slowbro, so that's pretty awesome. But now he's going to go into Excadrill, and that's something I really can't outspeed because it is in the Sandstorm. And actually, that Thunder wasn't 100% accuracy, but thank God it hit anyway, because I really needed that guy dead. But I go on to my Politoed, which is in hindsight a really dumb move. I don't even know why I did it, because I know I really can't take a hit from Excadrill, but whatever. I set up my Rain again, which is kind of good, because now that Excadrill isn't super fast. I just go out into the guy who I should have went to in the first place, my Doombringer. Yeah. And basically, this is death fodder. I really don't have anything that I can really take a hit from this guy. Obviously, I'm going to die to an Earthquake. I was kind of hoping he'd overpredict so I can Earthquake him back, but he doesn't. He just goes Earthquake, and that's going to kill Doombringer. But at least now I can get a safe switch into a guy that's faster than Excadrill, and that's Evire, actually, because Electivire is now faster now that there is no Sandstorm. So I'm just going to go for the Cross Chop, hoping he'd go into Tyranitar to set up the Sandstorm again, and he does. So that was freaking awesome for me. And I have Cross Chop, and I just used it, which is awesome. He was predicting the Flamethrower, and actually, to be honest, I was actually thinking about Flamethrower. I was so close to hitting Flamethrower predicting Verizon, but it was a Cross Chop, and I destroyed that Tyranitar, and that is huge. That might be the play of the game right there, because now he can't set up his Sandstorm again, and I can keep setting up my Rain as I need. So he goes out into Landorus, which is one of these stupid-looking genie things, and this one is actually a ground flying. I was actually considering this guy in this team because he is a decent electric immunity, and he's kind of good. But I just really hate how those genies look. They look completely stupid to me, so I probably won't ever use one, even though they're really good. Anyway, he goes for the sub, and I just go for the Hidden Power Ice, and I just pretty much sacrifice my Electivire so he can't get that sub off, and it's kind of worth it. Anyway, I go out into Politoed now. I know he's probably going to kill me, but I just want my Rain set up, because now that Rain is on the field, and he can't set up Sandstorm, I can let my Politoed die. It did its job, and now I have the weather advantage, and that might come in handy later. So I go back into Durendal, because Durendal is like my Latias, and the last thing I can really take a hit from this guy. So I go for the Reflect now. He goes for the Stone Edge, which hits me, but after Reflect does absolutely nothing, because Durendal is an awesome mixed wall. With max speed, he can outspeed a lot, and just Calm Mind, Reflect to not take damage. So I really like this Latias set, honestly. Yeah, it means its only attacking move is Dragon Pulse, but it's still a pretty nice set if you want to just tank hits, and Latias does have quite a few useful resistances and immunities that I need in this Rain team, so not a bad Pokemon to bring along. Anyway, he goes out in Excadrill. I'm not really too afraid of this thing with my Reflect. He does have the X-Scissor, which is super effective and does do decent damage even despite the Reflect. But after, I'm just going to recover this turn because I know I can take one as long as he doesn't crit, and he's going to die to his own Life Orb this turn, so that's pretty nice for me. He goes for the X-Scissor, and that is super effective but does not hurt. Although my Latias now is down to half. So he goes out into the one thing in his team left that I'm really afraid of, and that happens to be his Latios. And I'm really afraid of Latios, like I said, because I really don't like speed ties, and I know I always lose them. And I know it is a speed tie, unless he's like Scarfed or something. But he ends up being Specs. Look how much this Draco Meteor does. Now, Sponge is supposed to be like this awesome special wall that I put in this team to take special hits, and it does that much. At first I thought, that has to be a crit, but it's not. That's how strong Specs Latios really is. So I have nothing really better to do but just stay and let him kill me, and that really stinks because Sponge is a pretty cool Pokemon, but oh well, poor Lantern. Gotta take those better. So now I go into Latios, sorry, not Latios, I go into Gyarados, and Gyarados is awesome because now that he has -4 special attack, I'm pretty sure I can take a Draco Meteor, so I'm just going to go for a Dragon Dance. If I can get a Dragon Dance, that means I'll outspeed his whole team, and I'm still kind of afraid that I won't be able to like one-hit KO things, especially Latios, so I'm going to go for another Dragon Dance this turn. I don't really think Verizon can do much to me, so it's kind of like setup fodder. I mean, the worst thing he can do is Giga Drain, which will get him some health back, but after 2 Dragon Dances, a Waterfall on the range should be able to sweep the rest of his team. He goes for Giga Drain, which does decent damage and also gets some health back for him, but now I'm just going to go for the Waterfall. He does resist it, but in the rain and +2, Waterfall from a freaking Gyarados is just too strong to resist. That Verizon is going to die, obviously, and Verizon's usually a pretty nice counter to Gyarados, but not this time, I'm afraid. And, yeah, so he goes out into Latios now, hoping he can take a Waterfall, but he is not able to because that's how powerful a Waterfall is at +2 in the rain. So, yeah, his last Pokemon, obviously, is that ground guy, I think. Yeah, the ground flying, and obviously that's not going to be able to take one either because it's actually weak to water. But anyway, that was a great game, Wilechase. He is one of the best YouTube battlers on YouTube, in my opinion. If you are not subscribed to Wilechase, do it. You won't regret it. He has like these hilarious narrations, although he does kind of curse. So if you don't like that, well, yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, like I said, he's a great battler. Make sure you check him out. We actually battled like last week, and he just completely destroyed me. And the battle was like so bad, we decided like not to post it on YouTube. And yeah, it's basically this was a rematch. So he is actually a lot better than me. I mean, if there wasn't for some misplays in this battle, like him going into Tyranitar when I went cross chop, he made some pretty bad misplays. Actually, we both made some good and bad plays in this battle, but I think mine ended up helping me more than his helped him. But it was a great battle. I mean, I told him that I'd go make a decent team and challenge him again, so it was a lot of fun. But he's definitely one of the best standard players on YouTube, so check him out. He's a lot better than me. Anyway, today's question of the day, continuing with my weather theme, is what is your favorite Pokemon to use in the rain? Don't say Politoed, because you obviously have to use Politoed. And I guess I'll do Hail Team next. That's going to be a challenge, because Hail really sucks, but whatever. Yeah, so Hail will come up next. But anyway, leave a comment about your favorite water Pokemon, or Pokemon to use in a Rain Dance team. As for mine, I would have to say Electivire. I mean, I know, like I said in the video, it gets a lot of hate, and I really like Electivire. I just think it's cool. I think that it's a mixed sweeper, which really helps. Mixed sweeper really helps Rain Dance teams because it has a variety of moves that most of the time Rain Dance teams can't get access to. It's just a pretty good Pokemon. I mean, it did pretty well in this battle. I mean, I know it's not the best Pokemon ever, but I like it, so that's that. Anyway, so rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and see you next time. All right, peace out.